Hello and welcome. This is the first part of episode 2 of the New Earth series. So just to give a brief overview of this episode, we're going to be exploring a little bit more about what Ascension actually is in terms of energy, how does that impact you as an individual, and how this process that we are collectively experiencing is impacting our reality and our collective experience of the world. And then I will be closing with some very practical, easy to implement daily tips and tools that will assist you to cultivate a space of inner peace and stability, which I really believe is essential during these times. There is so much chaos that is kind of bubbling away in lots of different levels on the surface, and the more we can retain our individual centers of peace, it just helps the whole process. It helps things unfold in the most smooth, natural, aligned way. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and I'll be back in just a moment. Ascension is basically a higher state of consciousness, existing in a higher vibration, which will naturally give rise to an expanded awareness. It is a process that originates from within, because our consciousness is the primal source of creation. And because of this inner change taking place within our consciousness, it will give rise to numerous possibilities that we were unable to experience before in the lower, slower, denser frequencies that did not allow certain experiences to be had. Now, these experiences, of course, relate to us individually as well as collectively our experience of the world. In other words, we will be able to individually manifest a whole spectrum of new possibilities for ourselves in our lives, as well as collectively for the planet. And this is very, very exciting. Now, of course, this process of ascension comes with many challenges as well. And this is one of the main reasons why I feel incredibly drawn to creating this podcast, to share information that can assist others, as well as share some of the tools that I have benefited from in my own personal experience of moving through these energies. Because we are staying in these physical bodies and going through the planetary shift of ascension, we must make the trek to 5D. It is already establishing energetically, and next the physical experience must catch up. Again, this applies to a law of attraction principles. And the more these beautiful higher energies are anchored into our bodies and into the planet, the outer world will naturally rearrange itself into a state of greater alignment with love. It's a process, and it's already underway. A couple of years back, I came across the Dolores Cannon collection of books, which I find truly fascinating. They are in-depthly written, and there's so much to explore. But what I really love and resonate with are her teachings around what Ascension is, and sort of the information that came through about these remarkable times that we are living in. She was a hypnotherapist who had done sessions with people, thousands of people from around the world, and she began noticing that there was a correlation between many of these people's stories, the information that was coming through from a subconscious level, almost like she was tapping into the collective subconscious mind. And so she began a little bit of an investigation, if you will, into what topics she was seeing come up And her curiosity led her on an incredible journey where she collated all this information and put together a whole series of books. So today what I'm going to map out is in terms of what some of the things that she has brought to light. And I find it the most reliable information because, especially after the past 2 and a bit years of what we've seen going on in this world, going back into those books and looking at my bookmarks and where I'd highlighted and made notes, I can see exactly the accuracy of what this information was pointing to. So I do find it's an important sort of piece to this, because going through this transition is something completely new. The planet has never shifted into a higher state before, and we as a human collective are shifting along with the planet. So it's something new. We each need to navigate this. We're all trying to find our way and find the flow of the current of the energies that are calling us forward into the new earth. So just to lay out a little bit of a picture, Dolores spoke about a shift in timelines, a shift from the 3D Earth into a 5D consciousness state of being. And this is the process that we are all going through at the moment. Now, this is important because it affects each one of us individually, as well as what we are collectively experiencing and moving toward. And there's a tremendous kind of a tug of a war, if you will, because the old 3D paradigm is breaking apart, and this 5D higher vibration, higher frequency, and higher consciousness is surging to the forefront of our collective experience. And that is creating a ripple of transformation and change throughout our world. So just to summarize a little bit about the 3D plane, it's a heavy, dense, low vibration that the Earth has been existing in. And these are the energies, the very matrix-minded greed, suffering, ignorance, lack, and war. And because of what was going on in this 3D timeline, it was literally causing a destruction of everything. And so we needed to make this transitionary shift into a 5D state where we didn't have to start from scratch, basically. And so the 5D timeline is very much different to the dense, heavy, fear-like frequencies of the 3D world. We are moving into a lighter space of energies where we are more aligned with the divine blueprint for what was originally intended for our beautiful planet and for us as humanity. So these are the energies that resonate with that 5D experience, which is a fifth dimensional experience and vibration, and that is one of love, of awakening, knowledge, abundance, peace, freedom, and unity. Now you can see that these two dimensions kind of have quite a bit of contrast between them. They're almost on the opposite side of the vibrational scale. And so next I just want to outline the reasons for this and what is making this shift difficult, and also what we can expect. How can we navigate through this, and how do we stop bumping our heads about things? How do we go with the flow and move into this higher frequency state where we get to experience this new earth that is being birthed, and really enjoy the privilege of a lifetime to be here on this earth and witnessing this transition into a higher state of being and goodness. So let's explore that next. So what can we expect as we move through this transition into 5D? And what does that mean in terms of our personal evolution, as well as the changes that we are going to witness in the physical realm? Basically, this is all opening up new, higher possibilities for us individually and collectively, and all those that are aligned with love. Because it's all about physics. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. And just a simple analogy that is commonly utilized, like you can't mix oil and water. It's very much like it. You can imagine the energy of hate and love. They are very, very different. They are not going to mix well. And so what's happening is more people are cultivating and aligning with the space of love and allowing this energy to express through us. What that is doing is it's just allowing more light into this world, and everything that is not in alignment with love, that does not vibrate on the same frequency as love, is going to be pushed out. It is just physics. Now, in terms of one's personal experience, that might mean certain relationships might fall apart, friendships, things just kind of clashing and not flowing as they used to, just strange things happening, like people dropping off the radar in some sort of unexpected way that can seem kind of shocking at first. And this can be very confusing to those who don't understand what's actually going on. So this is why I just wanted to share some of these underpinnings of the energetics, so that it might help anyone to understand the subtleties, the nuances of what is taking place on an energetic level, and that ultimately it is serving our highest good and our greatest potential. So yeah, sometimes we take a lot of things personally, and through this time, it also gives us the opportunity to find a space of steadiness. Going back to what I was saying about sort of the oil and water analogy, this might mean obviously people, maybe people might be losing certain jobs, or an opportunity, a door that was open all of a sudden is not, or something that we thought was going to work out didn't, and these kind of things are happening. So yeah, we just got to trust that there is a higher order to things, and that we are being taken care of, and we're being redirected. Okay. And then other things that we are visibly seeing falling apart in front of our eyes is the structures. Well, are the structures of our society. Many of those old, archaic, heavy, dense vibrational corporations and law, whatever it is, that's all being broken up because it is not compatible with the new energies. And this as well can cause a lot of unrest. And again, the importance, this is just reiterating the importance of what I said just now about the importance of finding one's inner stability, because nothing on the outside can rock our worlds if we are stable on the inside. So those are just a couple of examples of the shifts that we can be seeing on the outside of us. And obviously those are more apparent. But there's a lot of internal changes that are taking place. And in terms of our belief systems and patterns and programming. And all of those beliefs also contain frequencies and are set on certain vibrational levels, if you will. So fear, if we are worried about whatever it is, or old things from the past come up, it's a fearful vibration. Okay, we need to address these things that are surfacing for our attention. There's a reason why they are there. We may have swept some stuff under the rug, and this is really a time of cleaning up our vibration so that we can embody more of this beautiful love and light that emanates from source. We need to free up that space within our beings, within our bodies, our minds. And so a lot of people are going through quite a lot of emotional or psychological challenges at the moment. And this is the reason why. And going back to the law of attraction, and what this means in terms of what we dream for ourselves, what we've envisioned, and how that can really flourish and come about in this beautiful new earth. If we've got patterns that are resistant and kind of self-sabotaging or kind of contradicting what we truly desire, what we've energetically established for ourselves, our hearts, dreams, and desires, these old belief structures are going to come up and maybe get shaken around, rattled around, whatever happens to stir that stuff up. There's a reason behind it, because we need to process through the stuff and clear it and release it so that we can be more in alignment with the beautiful blessings that we've created for ourselves. Again, the law of attraction states like attracts like. So there's no ways that we can manifest our highest potential and embody our dreams if there are parts of us that are still stuck in the lower, denser vibration of self-doubt or low self-esteem or unworthiness, whatever it is. I think you're getting the picture of what I'm meaning. This is quite an uncomfortable process because we need to kind of break through. We need to grow through these old, stuck belief systems that we've taken on from living through that third dimensional world experience. And it also has impacted our body, because our minds and bodies are intimately connected. We are integral beings. So our bodies are also going through this shift with us, and this is also stirring up quite a bit of what Dolores refers to as Ascension symptoms. Join me in part 2 of this episode and find out how Ascension impacts us on a physiological level. As well, I'll be sharing tips and tools that can assist you on a daily basis.